Hello dear friends, let's have a cup of tea here. And this video I would like to 四季冠军双喜临门四季冠军双喜临门 Okay, we will do this tea. There is a name on the tea. This person writes so beautifully. 四季冠军 Okay, so 双喜临门 this one. We take a look at the tea. Let me see if we're in the right zoom. Sorry. Are we in the right zoom? I think this one is better. Yes. This is the distance. Okay. This is roughly the distance for the zooming. So it's this tea is not by itself is not a flower. Put it here. Okay. Let us see the tea. I am intentionally pulling down some time so that when it is right, we can. The water will not be too hot. It's just off the boiling of the pot. Okay. So this is. I make a dark background. Will otherwise does not show so well, right? Yes, this way is better. Background is darker. Okay, this tea is made of many flowers bunched. This is not a flower. It's called flower tea, but okay, this is digital zoom. This is optical zoom, and this tea is made of many tea leaves. You can see the tea leaves and the long and slender tea leaves bundled together with a string to bundle it together to make into a bowl. And inside the bowl there are flowers. And this flower is not tea flower. It has nothing to do with tea. It is edible and non-toxic, just pretty flowers. Some has medical function, some I do not know, but they are just pretty and no harm for eating, for drinking. So this is a tea bowl. I think the water is pretty good now. This one is called 双喜临门. I have 3 kinds this time. So we put it in. Let's see if... I hope this is the right zoom. The distance looks okay. Let me see with the background. Okay, now we put in hot water. It is green tea, so try to avoid put exactly boiling water. But sometimes I see some friends putting the water not hot enough, and if it took too long time to get it open up, maybe that's not right. It needs to be opened up within a couple of minutes. Okay, it's, if it is boiling hot and open up immediately, that might be too hot because then the water will become very dark, and you do not want that to happen. It will make the tea a little bit too bitter. So this one is 双喜临门 as written here. Here, 双喜临门. I will explain you in more detail very soon. So you see the flower opening up. And then now you can see the flower inside. We turn it around so that you can see. This is the right zoom, right? And also, this kind of tea, it's better not to use my teapot. my teapot, which has a drainer in the middle. The teapot is very narrow. The flower cannot totally open up to its full blossom. And it's better to use this kind of champagne, not champagne, this kind of a big red wine glass. It has a big belly and reasonably shaped. And this one we bought a crystal cup. The crystal cup can, I just, there's not much difference between crystal cup and glass cup in terms of the presentation of the flower. But we just happen to have this crystal cup. You can ring some sound on top of it later on. Now it's too hot. I cannot dip my finger in. It's kind of a family fun to play with the glass in the dinner table and let the glass sing. Okay, so the flower is opening up. And this one is not yet totally opened up, because according to the description, we will see it takes some time. Why it opens up? Because when it is dried, you artificially form the tea into a certain shape. Now it's open up, all the tea leaves get in the water and then slowly come back to its original shape. And so if you want to drink tea with more tea flavor, you put hot water. And this kind of tea, even you put cold water, eventually it will open up, even cold water. So I think in China, some shops, they sell it, but to make a demo, they use relatively much cool water, much less hot, lukewarm, so that the flower slowly open up and it has a better shape of the flower and the tea does not go too dark. I remember the previous 2 times I make the tea was too dark. It was not good. And the flavor was not good. So we take a look at the tea now. You can see from here. Now I think I need to do some physical interference. Okay, now I will touch it a little bit. And it's pretty to have a few flower petals on top. You can see here a few petals on top. Okay, now I see the flower. It does not open up. Try not to damage it. Okay, so when it is full open up, it should be like this. I'm sorry to touch with my spoon. It should be naturally comes out like this, but it just takes too long time. This one is called 双喜临门. 双 is double, 喜 is happiness. 临门 come to the door. So you can see this flower makes like a door shape, and the double happiness, 2 strings of flower and comes to the door. So this is the name and the meaning of it. I will let you see other 2 kinds of tea flowers later, okay? Maybe we will keep doing a blah 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 with this one. Oh, this video is not high definition. Yeah, so I can keep on making this video. So let me just continue with this. Oh, it's okay. It's not the highest definition, but it's still quite good quality. So I think one friend asked me about China, my time in China from the 1960s to 1980s, which is the hard, difficult time of China. And that was my most enjoyable time, because that was when I was born until I was almost 20, teenager age. And I think for everyone, those youth age is the best, no matter whatever time, whatever period. Even in some very difficult time, happiness, seeking happiness is in the nature of our human being, of any life, of even little animals. You will see little animals play around, little dog, little cats, little birds play around, and play is part of not only human nature, of the nature of life. So when I was young, I think the life condition was not very good, and but we are okay. It's just we have shelter. We live in apartment building, and we go back home. We do not live in the streets, not too poor, and we have food. The food was never enough, and we live within our means. So I think it's kind of a healthy lifestyle. And it's not we voluntarily want to live, to eat until we are full. It's just not that much food there. And we have not that much money to eat all we can eat, all we want to eat. So each meal is very simple. And my family is from North. So we eat noodles and Chinese mantou. Mantou is kind of bun. It's a Chinese bread, steamed bread, or steamed, raised, fermented flour, make into a dough and then steam it. And so it was a very simple life. And in the morning time, we went to the school canteen. We live in the university. My father was working in the university. So go to buy a steamed bun, and then 2 cents of salty pickled vegetables, and stuff in, and then we go to school. No time to eat at school, so, and I think I ate this until I went to before middle school. And when I went to middle school, I was always got up late, no time to eat breakfast, so it builds up my habit of not eating breakfast. So now I do not eat breakfast. If I'm hungry, I drink some milk or something. And the milk is starting from I got pregnant for my boy. One of my relatives told me that drinking a lot of milk, so you got enough calcium for your baby. So start from then, I start to drink milk. Before, I think I was kind of allergic to milk. So in the morning, we ate 2 cents of pickled vegetable stuffing and 1 bread, and running to school, and running and eating and running, sometimes not running but walk fast. Anyway, we do not sit down. It's not our habit to sit down at home to eat breakfast. We were very busy with our parents' work and left early. So the food was extremely simple, and it was the most delicious as well. I think it's delicious. One thing is because it's simple. It does not have anything, any artificial things, anything else to destroy the pureness and the pure beauty of food. And another thing, which is the most important thing, is that the food, we are hungry, and we are always hungry, and I was always in the status of hungry, so the food was very delicious. And in lunchtime, we went back home for lunch. In China, at that time, we finished school at 11:30, 11:45, and then school starts in the afternoon, 2:30, around that time, because we need to go back home to eat lunch and have a nap. So lunchtime, before my grandmother was with us, because my parents work, they both went to work, so we had our grandparent, my grandmother, lived with us, and lunch was, I forgot, it was very simple. And sometimes we went to school canteen to buy, and in school canteen we bought a bowl of rice and with some vegetables, stewed vegetable, and usually without meat, or if you search around, you can find a few traces of meat, something like it. And if we want to celebrate, or if we want to spend some more money, then 1 week sometime we will have some meat. Anyway, it's very, very delicious, very, very delicious. And I think my family was very kind, and they always allow me to eat, to eat as much as I want, almost full. It's although it's not that much food, but I think we can make our stomach feel comfortable to the state that we are relatively comfortable. And so eating the food was very simple, and my grandmother always almost always the same thing, and the whole family always protest or complain that we do not have enough variety of food, and always cabbage. In China, it's, especially winter time, it's always cabbage, and my grandmother will cook some cabbage and then put in some chili pepper to make it a little bit more tasty, and use very limited oil, and put some salt and some soya sauce. Just not so good looking, not so delicious, but it was the most delicious food. And because we were hungry, and living a simple life is not our choice, but it's a wonderful thing. The tea flowers, I forgot to roll it around. So that's about the food, and also about Yes, about eating. And we live in the university dormitory kind. All the neighbors, we live in, if you have been to Russia, that's old 50s Russian kind of building. One building with our building is pretty good with a few rooms inside and then one toilet, but it's one unit is usually shared. One flat is usually shared by one or two families, and sometimes even three families. Each family has one room, something like it. And in the morning we share toilet, and people line up for the toilet and share the water and share the kitchen. And our family, because we were a big family, and my father's been working for quite some time, and his ranking allowed him to have an individual, I think it was an individual flat, so we lived inside an individual apartment flat. And but the neighbors from first floors to fifth floor, we were very, very good friends, very good neighbor, and especially because my grandmother was a very good at making friends. She did not know how to read, how to write, but the wisdom in her and her kindness is just, it's a light of the building. I think because of her and because of a lot of those kind people, we were very united in a very friendly way. And if my grandmother do one bowl of meat, we would share with the neighbor, and the neighbor make something, make a dumpling, then we would share. I will take the bowl to this family, to that family, we share. Or sometimes we call people to our home and we went to other people's home. There was not a boundary between families. Sometimes as we were young, we do not even knock on the door. We just go into other people's house. And I think I remember when my brother was older, was 15, 18, 20 years old, and he told us, you should knock door on other people before entering. That is polite. And for us, it was such a shock. I was not very well educated. So we started to learn to knock on the door and open the door. But before, it was just lunchtime. Everybody goes to, especially, actually, we went outside the building, and outside the building, in the yard, there was one place. Everybody has one bowl of rice, one bowl of noodle, and with some vegetables in, and we eat together and chat. And the family was not so serious at dinner together or dinner at table. Some family was more serious. At least my family was not that much. So we ate together, and it was fun. And also sometimes we had for the toys. We do not spend money on toys. I think what we have bought, maybe my sister has bought a doll or something, DOLL, doll, and as I remember, I did not have any toys. So we play with mud, with stones, with wood sticks, and we play with birds. And the boys will catch the bird and put in mud and then roast it, and it was very delicious. And we play with some, what else? Oh yes, if we found an old pair of reading glass, then we make under the sun and focus the light, and and then burn the leaf and sometimes ants or something. Anyway, so it was a very natural life. And oh yes, we got into bicycle thing. And when we were young, we were all like bicycles. It was like the Mercedes of recent time. But at that time, a family can afford a bicycle is a big deal. And it was one of the wedding lists to have a bicycle. And every time when my mother came back home, I think in my home we had only one bicycle. My mother worked in a place that if walking to there, it took about 1 hour. But bicycle, something like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. And my father was working within the university where we live, so my father did not need a bicycle. So our family spent all the saving for I don't know for how long time, and bought a bicycle. I think this bicycle was older than me. The age of the bicycle was younger. We bought bicycle before I was born, maybe, or maybe 1 or 2 years old as I was born. So my mother went to work by bicycle, and we loved this bicycle so much. Every time when my mother came back home, and she does not need to lock the bicycle. My sisters and myself will get the bicycle immediately and play around and riding around the university, riding circle around the university. And a lot of kids in the school has bicycle. So our neighbors, we play around, and a big team of bicycle, 10 or 20, coming here and then go away, and then 2 minutes later, coming back again. It was so fun. And because the three of us, we have three, my sister, I have 2 sisters and myself, so the 3 of us have to be in turn to ride a bicycle. And for this, I fight with my sisters all the time to get a bicycle, and usually I was a failure. Well, anyway. So it was fun, and also we played just the running around, and we make some sand, a ball, a pocket, and then put into some sand and hold it together like a ball, but not really a ball. It's to play around and play rubber band, play Chinese jump rope, these kind of things. And I played until 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock in the evening, and then my mother will catch up in the look for us in the university, because it was a university. It's relatively safe, and we played late at night. So I always feel that playing in the evening, playing outside under the street light or under the moonlight was the best joy of any childhood. So one time in Australia, when we were living in Killarney Heights, the boys, my son's school had an evening, I think, a movie out, and they watched the movie, pyjama night, watching movie, and after movie it was dark, and the boys was playing in the playground, in school playground, and then there was a shopping center nearby in the playground. We were playing, and I did not took them home immediately. It was 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock or something. I felt that they enjoy so much. Playing under the moonlight is such a wonderful thing. I want them to have this. And nowadays, I don't think children usually have this. We need to do our homework. We need to it's not that children do not had it or not to have it. It's I think we have higher standard of education of educating our kids. When I was young, my parents was not so serious of educating us or educating us in or bring us, raised us in a more free and easy way because they were busy. And now we have time. We can we treat the kids like some big deal. So they did not have time to play outside. Yeah. I just feel every time when we do camping and traveling, the evening time, no matter dinner outside or eating around the campfire and then sleep in the tent and walking to the toilet, to the campsite toilet, it was the most enjoyable family time under the star, under the moon, family together. And